Ready now for the Queen Anne. They're set. Stand and racing. Pretty good even break too down near the inside of the right of picture. Sugarfoot, one of the first away. Al Jabber is up there as well, and Dan Silly quickly into stride. But crossing over in the white cap, Mutatir is going to do the donkey work for Godolphin. It's Mutatir out in front by a length to Al Jabber. Then in third is Dan Silly, half a length away. Then over on the far side of the purple cap is Indian Lodge. Further back behind them is Sugarfoot in the early stages. Golden Silver in the centre. Hasty Word to the far side, followed by Swallow Flight, Ramoose and Kalanisi at the rear of the field. About 8 or 10 lengths covers them as they pass the 5, and bowling along out in front with the white cap of Godolphin is Mutatir. By 4 lengths, setting the pace for Al Jabber, just sitting in behind, held together. Half a length away is Indian Lodge. 1 length to Sugarfoot, followed by further back in the field Dan Silly. A length then in the centre is Swallow Flight, followed by on the near side Showboat, then Golden Silker, Kalanisi. Out the back is Ramoose, and Hasty Words is losing touch with the field, linking up with the course proper. 2.5 furlongs left to travel. Mutatir out in front but shortening stride, about to be grabbed by the stablemate Al Jabber. Indian Lodge called on for an effort now, followed by on the far side Dan Silly. There followed then by Sugarfoot. Al Jabber strikes the lead with a furlong and a half to go. Dan Silly the danger the far side from Sugarfoot. Indian Lodge has dropped away. Swallow Flight and Kalanisi running on inside the final furlong now. It's Dan Silly who gets to the lead. Kalanisi and Swallow Flight pulling back with every stride. It's Dan Silly being grabbed now by Kalanisi, and Kalanisi gets up to win the Queen Anne. Photo second. Dan Silly may have just got it ahead of Swallow Flight against the Al Jabber, followed then by Sugarfoot, then Mutatir behind them. Indian Lodge from Golden Silker, Ramoose, Showboat, and Hasty Words as last to finish. The meeting has started with a victory for Kieran Fallon, who was a 7-4 chance this morning to take the London Club's trophy for leading jockey at the meeting. And what a start for he and Sir Michael Stout. It's Kalanisi in the Aga Khan's colours getting the money by half a length. Photo second between Dan Silly the near side and Swallow Flight the far side. Then a gap of 4 or 5 lengths to Al Jabber in fourth. Just couldn't go on. In fifth is Sugarfoot. In sixth then is Mutatir, the early pacemaker. A long gap then to Indian Lodge in seventh. Then in eighth is Golden Silker from Ramoose, Showboat. And here is another angle of this winner, as not yet in the picture, as we see Kalanisi looking for him on the extreme left. That's Swallow Flight with the noseband. Dan Silly, Olivier Pallier look to have the race in his keeping for a couple of strides. But look at Kieran Fallon, a cheeky win in the end by about half a length. Number 5, Kalanisi, owned by His Highness the Aga Khan, trained by Sir Michael Stout.
Now 11-10 against Monjeur, and everything is now on the slide against him. Kalanisi's out to 11-2, 6-1 against Love Divine, 9-1 a very weak Greek Dance, 12-1 Indian Danehill's holding the price at 12-1, and 20-1 against Slickley, and a very interesting run of Border Arrow, 33-1.
Compton Bolter just backing out from stall 15. Now they're ready. Away for the Dubai Champions Stakes. Gold Academy broke out well towards the near side. Al Mushtarak is being driven along early. Slickley in the Godolphin Blue and Lemontov, the pacemaker for the Tabor team, the first two to gallop on. And it's Lemontov against the fence, Slickley out in the middle, followed by Shiva over there with Al Shaka and Love Divine. Towards the stands rail then, Al Mushtarak is chasing Lemontov with Gold Academy, and then Monjeur, followed by Border Arrow in a noseband and Compton Bolter. Barathier Guest is well off the pace. Indian Danehill is settled in, and Distant Music in the pink cap in the centre field group with Greek Dance. They're both settled early as well. Passing the 7 then, and it's Lemontov almost joined by Shiva on the near side. Slickley all alone in the centre, followed by Love Divine in the pink sleeve jacket, and then Distant Music and Greek Dance. Those 4 racing separately. Lemontov still leads the near side group, followed by Shiva and then Al Shaka, and after Al Shaka then is Al Mushtarak, followed by Kalanisi and Gold Academy. Monjeur is up against the, or just off the fence, still held up by Mick Cannan. Compton Bolter towards the rear. They went through the first half mile in 50.91. It's a very fast pace indeed, and Shiva is taking over now from Lemontov. followed by Slickly. Love Divine moving forward very effortlessly indeed. Then Greek Dance and Kalanisi bustled back into the field. Al Mushtarak, who was badly hampered. Monsieur now moving past his pacemaker into about 6th place and seems to be going well enough as they run down towards the final 3 furlongs. Slickly out in the centre, Kalanisi in the green, Love Divine in the pink, then Shiva, Monsieur cantering, Distant Music, Border Arrow trying to run on the outside as Greek Dance begins to fade. They run down to the final furlong and a half. It's Kalanisi, Monsieur against the fence, Love Divine between the pair of them, and now they're inside the final furlong. Mick Canan says go on Monsieur against the fence, but Kalanisi, he always battles hard. Distant Music back in 3rd, Kalanisi and Monsieur, Kalanisi on the far side of Monsieur, and Kalanisi gets his Group 1 today. Monsieur 2nd, then Distant Music, Love Divine and Indian Vane Hill, followed by Slickly, and then well back Gold Academy and Lamontov, Al Shaka, Al Mushtarak, who was badly hampered, and Barathea Guest. Kalanisi twice floored by the Iron Horse Giants Causeway in the Eclipse, and the Judd Monty International has gained a deserved Group 1 victory here in the hands of Johnny Murtagh. Those colours again of His Highness the Aga Khan.
Headed toward Australia and New Zealand. A plane had its cargo door come open and the pressure created a giant hole in the side of the aircraft. 9 were killed, but Gary Garber survived, and like Frankie Dettori, counting their blessings to be here at the Breeders' Cup today. Here are the odds for the Breeders' Cup turf. Kalanisi at 5. Fantastic Light, that's Dettori's mount. He's 13-1. Monjou is 9-2. 5-1 on John's Call. 9-1 on Down the Aisle. So
somebody said they think that his lip tattoo is done in Roman numerals, but I don't think that's true.
Well, the oldest horse ever at the Breeders' Cup at the ripe old age of 9. John's Call. Number 1 is Kalanisi, owned by the Aga Khan, the Harvard-educated spiritual leader of the Ismaili Muslims and one of Thoroughbred Racing's leading international owners and breeders. This is the horse of the moment off a win over Monjou, but he's never been a mile and a half. Number 2, Fantastic Light, Godolphin coat, ridden by Dettori. He came from Europe to win Belmont's Man of War, then was 4th behind John's Call in the Turf Classic. Number 3, Subtle Power, Bill Mott, Jerry Bailey combination. They became so familiar when they had Cigar a few years ago. Group winner in Europe. This 3-year-old finished 7th in the Turf Classic. Number 4 is Monjou, named for a chateau in Burgundy, France, and maybe the most accomplished European ever to come to the Breeders' Cup. Winner of the Arc, the French, and Irish Derbies last year. He added 3 Group 1s and a Group 2 as a 4-year-old this year, but there are questions. He's lost his last 2. This will be his final race. Number 5, Fruits of Love. Owner Michael Doyle is a commercial fisherman from County Donegal, Ireland. This horse has raced only twice this year, but 4 of his 5 career wins in Europe were at a mile and a half. Number 6 is Ciro, 3-year-old colt trained by transplanted Frenchman Christophe Clement. Ciro is a transplanted Irish-based colt, now 2 for 2 in the States, winning the Grade 1 Secretariat and the Lawrence Realization. 7, Mandar, originally owned by the Aga Khan, campaigned in Europe, but now in the hands of Bo Greeley. Among his wins, the Woodford Reserve over this Churchill Downs turf course, but he's been off since mid-August, may not want a mile and a half. Number 8, Ali's Alley, Edgar Prado, native of Peru, finished 2nd aboard Ali's Alley in the 98 Juvenile, but he's a long shot here, having won only once the last 2 years. Number 9, Mutamam, owned by Sheikh Hamdan and ridden by Richard Hills, whose twin brother Michael is also a jockey. Another brother and his father are trainers. Mutamam has won 3 in Europe this year, but not in top company. 10 is the aforementioned John's Call, looking for that senior citizens discount as a 9-year-old. Nashville's Doug Joyce put up $240,000 to make him eligible. He did earn the shot today with a front-running victory in the Turf Classic. 11, Quiet Resolve, Canadian-owned, bred, and trained, 5-year-old gelding. He's not been off the board in 6 starts this year, mostly Group 2 company. Number 12, Down the Aisle, bred and owned by Charles Dieters of Walton, Kentucky. If he wins, it could be a crowded winner's circle. Dieters has 11 kids. Down the Aisle, a 7-year-old with a good record, but stepping up in competition today. And number 13 is Williams News, the first Breeders' Cup horse for On Target stable. That's the Cirillo family of Dallas, including newlyweds Emile and Nicole. Williams News draws in after a nose defeat. In fact, everyone thought he had won at Woodbine in the Canadian. Williams News, let's go to Tom Durkin.
They're in the gate. And they're off. Alizali braking alertly today. Quiet Resolve was there. Mutamam was off a step slowly, but he's rushed up and he's rushing for the early lead and takes to the inside. Mutamam intent on that lead, but Alizali is right there with him, and those two are going fairly quickly early. Mutamam backs off. Alizali the leader. John's Call right up there running in third. Quiet Resolve is fourth. Fantastic Light is fifth. Zero in traffic. Checked. Racing sixth. Mandar in the clear is seventh on the outside. Williams Nose is 3 wide eighth. And Kalanisi is a ground-saving ninth. Roots of Love is now 10th. And then it's Subtle Power down toward the inside beneath Jerry Bailey. Down the aisle has settled comfortably at the back of the pack. Monjeu is the last of them all as they make their way by us for the first time. Alizali has taken command. A tepid opening quarter there in 24 3/5 seconds. So after that quick first furlong, they were able to slow it down considerably. And the moderating pace continues. Mutamam is second. Quiet Resolve is third. John's Call has been adroitly maneuvered over to the inside to be fourth. Mandar held fifth. Down toward the inside, Fantastic Light, followed by Ciro. And then it's Williams News, Fruits of Love, Kalanisi, Subtle Power at the back with the long striding gray down the aisle who continues to run in the clear on the outside. Monjeu has been 13th throughout. The pace is pedestrian. 3 quarters in 1:15 and 1. So the field of 13 moves down the backstretch. Alizali with the lead. Mutamam in the clear. Canadian Quiet Resolve edging up to join the leaders. And the stalwart John's Call drafting in behind horses, running fourth with about 4 furlongs to go here. And then it's Bandaro's in the clear fifth. Fantastic Light moving up methodically toward the inside. Followed now by Ciro. Williams News is on the far outside and in the clear. Kalanisi is in a tough spot. He's got about 8 horses in front of him, and he's down toward the inside as the field moves round the far turn. Alizali, Mutamam is right at his neck. Quiet Resolve just outside him. He's put to a drive. John's Call ready to roll. He's in behind horses. Mandar swings into action on the outside. Fantastic Light right there toward the road. Only 5 lengths for the lead. Kalanisi has switched to the outside, and he's coming with his run now. And they're coming into the final furlong. Nothing left for Alizali. Quiet Resolve has taken the lead. On the inside, Mutamam. John's Call doing his best. Still running in third. Kalanisi with the flying finish. Fantastic Light is coming too. Here comes John's Call. Here comes Kalanisi. Quiet Resolve next up. Here's the line. Kalanisi collared him right at the wire. Kalanisi is the winner with a jubilant Johnny Murtaugh aboard. And the 3-way photo per second there among John's Call, Quiet Resolve, and Mutamam. Well, we flash back to the first Breeders' Cup back in 1984 when those same silks of the Aga Khan, worn that day by Longshot Lashkari, flashed under the wire first. Today, it's Kalanisi to take the turf.
All right, Resolve. Here are the last strides, and Kalanisi, not yet even in your picture, coming in the green silks on the extreme outside. John Murtaugh has him in stride. He is coming to Quiet Resolve, and he is going to go right past him. Under the hand ride now from Murtaugh, and Kalanisi goes by to give the Aga Khan another Breeders' Cup victory. It's Kalanisi in the Breeders' Cup turf. With Kalanisi, Quiet Resolve, and John's Call, Monjeu, his last race, he finishes 7th. Obviously had gone off his form the last 3 times. Mandar was in 8th. The early pace setter Alizali faded to 9th. Subtle Power, Fruits of Love down the aisle, and Williams News. So the Classic is coming.
Being ridden by Mick Cannan, 2 Border Arrow Kevin Darley, 3 Compton Bolter Jimmy Fortune, number 4 Endless Hall Jamie Spencer, 5 is Fantastic Light in the Godolphin Royal Blue, Frankie Dettori still looking for that first winner, Syed bin Sarur the trader. Number 6 is Give the Slip, the stablemate Richard Hills. 7 is High Tory from France, Gerald Mosse. Number 8 Kalanisi, winner of the Champions Stakes last October at Newmarket, also a winner at Churchill Downs in the Breeders' Cup turf. Kieran Fallon in the saddle. And number 9 Observatory, conqueror last season of Giant's Causeway, and Richard Hughes taking the ride. So all 9 go. A fascinating lineup for the Prince of Wales Stakes. A mile and a quarter, Group 1, a real feature of the week. And here with a full show of betting, that's it.
Okay, wait.
ready. And they're racing in the Prince of Wales's and dropping back towards the rear of the field. Early Border Arrow, Give the Slip goes on from Endless Hall, and Barker's up there in the early stages. Just dropping in behind them, Fantastic Light taking up the box seat on the inside of Observatory, and Kalanisi is trapped 3 deep as they go into Swindley Bottom. Further back is High Tory, followed by Compton Banker, and settling at the rear of the field, Border Arrow. Racing down now past the mile and into Swindley Bottom, and the leader here is Give the Slip by a length to Endless Hall. 3 away as Bark settling in third. Half a length Observatory the outside. Kalanisi trapped wide round that turn, followed by Fantastic Light. A length away then is High Tory on the outside of Compton Bolter. And then a gap of 2 lengths or so to Border Arrow at the rear of the field. Racing uphill now out of Swindley Bottom and towards the 6, and Give the Slip, the pacemaker for Fantastic Light, shows the way on an even rein by half a length to Endless Hall the outside. As they continue this climb uphill, they've drawn away by 4 or 5 lengths now to Bark in third, followed by Observatory, the pink cap, in fourth, followed then by Fantastic Light and Kalanisi. They're about 3 lengths or so to Compton Bolter, back in the field with High Tory and Border Arrow. As they pass the half mile, and Give the Slip just increases the tempo. Steps it up here by a couple of lengths to Endless Hall, who stays in touch. 3 lengths away then is Bark in third from Observatory and Fantastic Light. Kalanisi now being niggled and winding up on the outside to come into it from Compton Bolter. As they round the turn now, High Tory is second last and Border Arrow at the rear. 2 furlongs left to go on the Prince of Wales's Stakes, and on the far side, Give the Slip, the white cap being collared now by Endless Hall. Here's Kalanisi, Observatory, Bark running on from Fantastic Light and High Tory. A furlong left to go, anybody's race. Kalanisi ranges up, but now being grabbed by Fantastic Light on the near side from Observatory and Endless Hall. Fantastic Light has swept into the lead with 100 to go, and Fantastic Light, he's killed them for speed at the end. Fantastic Light goes on to win the Prince of Wales's Stakes by 2.5 lengths. Second is Kalanisi, High Tory third, Observatory fourth, followed by Give the Slip, Endless Hall, then Bark, Border Arrow and Compton Bolter. Well, he absolutely annihilated them for speed at the finish. What a turn of foot he showed. Fantastic Light. And that's a winner on the board there for Frankie Dettori and Godolphin, as Fantastic Light goes on to win it by 2.5 to 3 lengths. Kalanisi couldn't really answer the challenge at the furlong. High Tory has run on from the back for third. Observatory finishes in fourth, had no answers. A long gap then to Give the Slip, the original pacemaker from Endless Hall. They're followed by Bark, Border Arrow and Compton Bolter. But Godolphin back with a...
Fantastic Light was returned at 100 to 30, paid £3.10 on the tote. Kalanisi was second, the 2-to-1 favourite. High Tory third at...